This is going to be a very different kind of reaction video. Why do I have my own channel pulled up? Well, that's because I made a 6-part reaction to Myra West videos about her struggles in dating as a shy romantic. Now, the comments are what I'm going to be reacting to. I've done this before, and I've always wanted to do it again. This time, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to focus on one specific commenter who commented on every single part of it. Now, even though he commented on every single part of it, I feel like he is just simping for this woman so hard that none of his comments made any ounce of sense. So I'm going to go through it, but first I need to explain the context of the video I was reacting to and what kind of my take was, but I'll make it a lot briefer than the reaction video itself. So this woman, Myra West, she's shy, she's afraid to talk to men, she doesn't talk to men, she's only dated one guy in her life. She describes what she wants in dating is for her to find a guy, for a guy to just drop out of the sky that's she's really into, that's really into her, that they be friends for 2 years. She doesn't explain how that friendship would work, how any kind of attraction would work. She says flirting is the stupidest thing in the world. She wants this guy to be friends with her for 2 years with zero flirting, zero romance. Then once they start dating, that they don't kiss, they don't hold hands, they don't hug, no physical connection of any sort for weeks. She doesn't say how many weeks, so I think it's safe to assume what she means actually is months. If to you this sounds like the least romantic, most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, it's because it is. Part of building an attraction is flirting. Flirting's a key part of a relationship. Even when you're in a relationship, you flirt. When you're not in a relationship you flirt. You should be flirting on a regular basis. You should be flirting on accident. I get flirted with on accident. I flirt with people on accident on a regular basis. It just happens. It's a normal part of just human conversation and interaction. But to her, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Oh my God. Like, she is just the enemy of romance. Now, I think somebody else even commented that. So anyway, this guy simps for her incredibly hard. From the very first part 1, I saw this, what he said, and I laughed my head off at the very first one, and it kept going through all 6 parts. So let's go through it. We're going to ignore certain other comments, but he does communicate with other commenters, and it's quite good. Now, anyone out there, I'm not trying to bully anybody, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. Clearly this person has mental issues, and that's fine. And I hope they keep their comments up, and I hope they continue to comment, because I want to help them. I want them to get better. I want them to escape this eternal simping. You'll see kind of what I mean. Now, I waited till a few days till they commented on the last part to make this video. So they definitely have edited a couple of their video comments, and they may have even removed some, but I'm going to talk about those because I definitely saw them. So hopefully they're still there. I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe it starts in part 2 if I remember. There's people talking.
And then there's sometimes where...
Oh yeah, he double commented, I'm pretty sure, in the part 2. Yes, here it is. Damian Roy, 1996. Alright, 7 days ago. He says, who's going to have better insight? You with 40 casual relationships versus one super committed relationship. I should clarify, because I talk about dating like 40 plus people, which is pretty normal. If you're somebody who dates, guess what? Not every date is going to lead to a relationship, right? And sometimes you date somebody and it lasts a couple of weeks It lasts a couple of months. It lasts a couple of years. I've dated 2 people for over 2 years. Look at one who had 40 different relationships, has some serious commitment issues or bad taste. I don't have commitment issues. Not at all. Bad taste, you could say that. It's very hard. If you had ever done dating in your life, you would understand that women in particular very much disguise who they are. And then even besides that, people change when they're dating, right? Like a year into dating somebody is not only going to change, likely going to change how they act as a partner, but they also maybe have just things in their lives are changing. They're growing as a person, right? People drift apart. They go on to say, why waste a woman's time if you're not going to commit? You have this insane perception of dating that it's completely about committing. That every woman in a relationship wants a marriage right away. That's not the case. It's often the women that I date have commitment issues. Or they're just awful people who I don't want to be with for the rest of my life. I've broken up with more women than have broken up with me. By a long shot. You could say that's a commitment issue, but I don't really think of it as that. I think of it as having standards, and yeah, maybe I'm wrong. If they were not worth committing to, why even be in a relationship? I'd like you to share what's really on your heart, because we might have some insight with your relationship issues. This, maybe it was them. I don't know. I don't date because I'm looking for a girl that I look up to, that inspires me. Just my taste, and I'll wait. Instead of wasting someone's time with casual dating. Alright, it's clear from what you've said here that you don't date. And your avoiding of casual dating ensures that you're never going to have this long-term relationship that you're expecting to just drop out of the sky. That you're expecting to develop with no introduction. So he goes on. Jasper, you're passing a lot of assumptions. I understand your opinion is right to express, but you're analyzing one of the most beautiful person in the world. There is something corrupt in the world. People have lost connection. Real, deep, meaningful connection between two people. She's looking for meaningful, deep, lasting connection, not some guy on the internet who passes judgment too quickly. What are you talking about? This was the one where I laughed my head off because it's so insane. First, like, alright, so you're intensely obsessed with her. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't understand that what she's saying, what she wants, isn't what she wants. Right? She says she wants this guy who's willing to be like friend zoned for 2 years, to just simp heavily for her, and then continue that after they're dating. Potentially permanently. Even if she got that, she wouldn't be satisfied with that. Even when these simps actually get a chance to date a woman, they walk all over them. They're a doormat. They're a pushover because, like you're saying, you want a woman to look up to. That inspires you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You just want to simp and get like get breadcrumbs of appreciation. My God, dude, you have no idea, and you don't know anything about dating, and your obsession with this woman is bizarre. To have that takeaway, right? Because at this point, you're like an hour into me talking about this, where I make like 100 points about why she's wrong, and you don't talk about any of that. You just talk about your weird obsession with her. So he gets a reply from this Chumbles the Cheese, who I think Damian Roy probably removed the guy's response. But whatever Chumbles said, Damian says, I don't even know what simp means, and I don't care to Google it. Because I hear it used all the time. How do you hear it all the time and you have no clue what it means? How do you not piece together what it means? Well, like, how? Your brain just doesn't put the pieces together on the context of it being used? What? He says, like, maybe it means a man that sucks up to women. I don't know. I don't care. Because it doesn't pertain to me. You're here on my video. My series of videos. You watch hours of me talking about this woman. And you're here talking about your weird obsession to her. Like, you're saying maybe it means a man who sucks up to a woman. But it doesn't pertain to you? That's exactly what you're doing. Why are you on my channel white knighting for, you lunatic? We'll go to the next part. It just keeps getting better.
Connections with people.
Where is he? Did he remove his comment? Oh, that's what it was. Chumbles commented and he reacted. So Chumbles says, this chick creeps me out. Which, yes. At this point in the video, you're halfway through probably about 4 hours total of content of me reacting. Yeah, I get it. So Chumble says, this chick creeps me out. Damien says, how? Chumble says, she seems like the type of person to like her own YouTube comments. A bit like yourself. So Damien says, oh no, you went there, guilty. I love my writing, but that's beside the point. The point is, you're passing judgment on someone you don't know. She creeps me out. You're totally entitled to your opinion, but based off what? A couple videos? You don't know her, neither do I. But Jasper posting multiple part videos slandering her name, and that's not cool. Creeps me out. How so? Justify your opinion. Please prove me wrong, and I'll be sure to accommodate for your feelings. Next comment. This was edited. This was a lot creepier the first time he said it. I'm pretty sure at this point was where he described how he had been stalking her for years and how he wasn't able to comment on her videos. I think she just banned him or something. Think about that. How weird do you have to be to get banned from some woman's YouTube comments? What are you commenting that's so outrageous that you have to get banned? It's incredible. Interesting. So, yeah, she's creepy. And I'm not slandering her name. I want to help her. That's why I'm reacting to her, is I want to help her. I want to help women who are like her. I want to help men who are like her. Because my core point in this video is that her expectations for dating are wildly outside of the social norm. That she's kind of at fault here. Her issue she's having with her dating is entirely due to her having expectations that are light years away from the societal norm, from normal dating. If she goes on a date with a guy and if a guy goes on 5 dates with her and there's zero physical affection of any kind, there's zero kissing of any kind, he's going to say, hey, this woman's not into me, on to the next one. And part of the connection you're talking about that she wants, I'm sorry, but part of a connection in dating, in life, in relationships, is the physical, is the kissing. You can't just go without that, or you're guaranteeing that any dating you do will be an absolute catastrophic failure, which is what she describes in this video. So how am I wrong? Right? You're asking Chumbles to explain how he's somehow wrong for being creeped out by her. But how? How is he wrong? How am I wrong? What are you talking about? Dude, Damien, grow up.
This is part 4 of my react.
All right. Let's let it continue. Let's go on. So part 4. Oh, he really pops off here. He says, "What's wrong with friends? So that she knows you're solid. There is no downside." You're saying there's no downside to simping for years. For years of simping. For being in the friend zone for 2 years. There's no downside. What? What are you talking about? There's no upside. The downside, I assume you're saying there's no downside for her. There's certainly a downside for the simp, the guy in the friend zone, as he develops more and more feelings with absolutely no idea of whether or not this is going to even lead to a relationship, whether or not those feelings are just going to bite him and destroy him. In fact, there's almost a guarantee that it will. That's what's going to happen. You guys out there, never be in the friend zone. Never be this simp. Never. Because it's not going to lead to a relationship. It literally never does. But even for her, there's huge downside. Are you kidding me? In a situation where she has feelings for a guy and she is just friend zoning him for 2 years, that's insane. That's huge downside for her because she develops feelings and then she's just using the guy as a doormat, as a simp, and she's gonna, any feelings that she had initially, by year 2, by halfway through year 2, she's gonna realize this guy is worthless. This guy is pathetic. This guy is trash. The trash way that I've been treating this guy, why does he allow me to treat him like trash? It must be because he is trash. He has nothing better to do, no other dating prospects whatsoever. He's here simping for me for 2 years. She is going to be turned off. She is going to be drier than the desert. My goodness, dude. It's like you've never even interacted with a woman in any type of way. Damien comments again. What's the divorce rate? That's why it's important to find the right partner. That's also why that's a fair statement, but it's also why first of all, you need to understand that most people in dating, they ain't even worried about marriage. People aren't getting married anymore. Look at the marriage rate. People don't give a crap about marriage. Right? Like, that's not the goal here. Now, the problem with what you're saying, though, is it's like she wants to spend the next 20 years finding the right person, who, first of all, doesn't exist. She doesn't understand that this Prince Charming that she hopes just falls out of the sky and will be friend zoned for her for 2 years, that doesn't exist. Nobody's perfect. Now, the main problem with that is that, fine, you want the best possible partner you could conceivably imagine. You hope they just fall out of the sky. That's fine. But what the end result of that is you never dating in your life. She is going to die old and alone. That one relationship she's ever had, it's very likely that she will never have another relationship. How is that good for her? Huh? Guess what? You're right. She won't get divorced in that scenario. But she's going to be horribly unhappy. The entire content of her channel so far is her explaining how she's horribly unhappy and alone. Right? Like, she puts on a smile and says, I got good friends, I got a good life. But literally, every video she puts, not every video, but almost every video, the core content she puts out is complaining about her dating life, which is completely non-existent. Don't you think it's going to make her horribly unhappy to never have a dating life for the rest of her life? Yeah, she'll never get divorced, but, geez, man. Damien comments again. In your experience, you said you were with 40 different women. So no, I don't take your advice about sex. But you the virgin, I'm sure you have great advice about sex. Or this woman, Myra West, who's dated one person in her life. I'm sure that one relationship, I'm sure she understands it fully. I'm sure she's got great opinions on it. I'm sure she has great understanding of it in herself and her own dating life, which basically doesn't even exist. Like, come on, man. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? And I mentioned in my reaction to her that, like, hey, sex is an important part of relationships. It's actually, like, a very important part. So when you completely act like it shouldn't be a part, like it doesn't exist, like even flirtation to you is the dumbest thing in the world that shouldn't even exist, that your entire perspective on dating and relationships is skewed, is horribly, horribly off. But it's crazy. So at this point, this is like part 4, right? So this guy is like I don't know, almost 3 hours into me reacting to her, where I've made hundreds of points, very valid points, and gone into painstaking detail about these things. And he basically wants to argue with me because the idea that I've had sex with some people means that I don't know anything about sex. Wow. Astounding the level of simping and white knighting this absolute loser is doing. So Chumbles replies to him, "Then leave, nerd lol." Damien says, "Nah, man. I rather comment. What do you learn of benefit from this video? Seriously, did you unlock anything worth knowing?" Chumble says, "Yeah, he's a smart guy. Maybe if you keep your mouth shut and listen, you'd learn something from him." Damien says, "I listen to the women with more common knowledge than the man criticizing her. Maybe Jasper should make his own personal video and talk about his personal triumph and or struggles. And I hear him. He does mention himself. I just talk over him. Shut up. Respect this girl." Oh my god. So you watched all 6 parts of my videos reacting to her. I split into 6 parts. I really recorded it over 2 separate days. You watch 4 hours of me reacting to this woman. Now, maybe you're banned from her channel and you can't actually view her videos, but your final comment is on a different account. So you can watch her videos. You use multiple accounts because you're probably banned on some of them from viewing hers because you stalked her. Like, you're literally a stalker who she blocked. You're a stalker who was commenting such heinous crap that she had to block you from YouTube. From YouTube. Oh my god, where there's so minimal reaction with your comments. Like, Myra West has a video, I think, with 6.7 million views. 6.7 million views. Hundreds of thousands of comments. And you stood out as being so creepy and so obsessive that she had to ban you. Wow. And you're going to talk like I'm outrageous for criticizing her. I'm not just roasting her. I'm not just making fun of her at all. I'm literally just saying what you're describing doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's going to lead to your continued failure in dating. And your perception on dating is wildly outside of the social norms. And that's because it is. What happens in dating, and it's crazy that I literally say these exact things in the video that this guy's commenting on. Normally in dating, you kiss. You kiss on the first date or the second date or the third. Also, you have sex on the first or the second or the third. That's usually what happens. That is absolutely the societal norm. That is standard. That's what happens. I'm not crazy for saying that. This, like, everyone agrees with this. You're the one, like, my goodness. So me criticizing Myra West for thinking that what should happen, because she literally says how dating should be is this thing where you friend zone a guy for 2 years, then you date for weeks, whatever that means, and there's no kissing or any touchy of anything for weeks. None of that. No physical connection whatsoever is established. And I go into detail about how establishing that physical connection actually helps build the emotional connection. It opens up ways for people to talk to each other. I mentioned that, hey, usually when a date goes well, it leads from whatever you were initially doing. Say you go for a walk. Well then, hey, like, this was really good. Want to come over to my place? You go to one of the other person's place, and you don't necessarily have to have sex. But you get to see the person's place. You get to see what's in their place. You get to see what cool stuff they have, what posters, what artwork, whatever their interests are. You get to know them on a deeper level, and the conversation continues, the connection continues. And when you have sex for the first time, say that happens, but it leads to sex. Well, what happens then? The late night conversations, the exact ones that Myra West describes. That in dating, which she has dated one guy years prior to this, that her favorite part is that the late night conversations, the emotional connection. Part of that's only enhanced by sex, honestly. Because what happens, right? Say you spend the night at one of the person's places. Well, when sex is over, there's usually some time between then and when you fall asleep. Or there's times between when you get there and when you actually do the sex. And you could do it that way. But regardless, you're having that late night conversation that's happening, that's occurring. Right? Like, that's enhanced. Because usually it makes people, especially women, a lot more open. It makes them feel a lot more comfortable being open and honest with themselves, and better building that emotional connection, that conversational connection. Like and she mentions romantic comedies. What happens in what romantic comedy or romantic whatever doesn't have the characters kissing at some point? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So we'll continue. And to act like I don't know what I'm talking about, me, somebody who actually has dated women, who actually has hooked up with women, why would my opinion be less valuable from that? It makes no sense at all. You're not explaining anything. You're just a moron. You're an absolute moron. And you're telling me, and you're telling Chumbles that we need to, like, shut up and respect this girl. Your idea of respect is simping, is just siding with her, whether she's right or she's wrong. Like, even when she's putting out videos to the public, opening herself up for criticism, saying things that make no sense, that are quite demented and unromantic about dating, and it's not respectful for you to just blindly agree with her. How you actually respect people is you treat them as equals, and you let them know when what they're saying is wrong and what they're doing is wrong. You let them know when they are light years away from societal norms and expectations. It's disrespectful to just feed into their delusion and then try to impose your delusion on top of them. No, reality exists. And there's women out there that are like this woman who are absolutely miserable because they have these impossible expectations on dating. And it's unhealthy, and it leads to them being permanently single and alone and unhappy. So your concept, Damien, of respect is completely demented and backwards. I get it. You're upset. You're an obsessive stalker. You believe that you're in love with this woman. You believe that somehow you white knighting all over my comment section is going to pay off. That you are going to somehow be the Prince Charming that just drops out of the sky for her. But it ain't never going to happen. Right? Like, come on. Women like it when you stand up for them face to face, or if you actually know them in real life, but not some weirdo stalker who's standing up for her in a way that doesn't even make any sense. You're not even doing a good job of it. You're not even dissecting my arguments at all. So Chumble says, then go to her channel if you want to white knight for her. If you actually listen to her arguments, nothing she says is respectable. And therefore she, nor her fans, like yourself, who support her blindly, deserve any amount of respect in the first place. Very true, very well said, Chumbles. I love this Chumbles guy. So Damien says, well, that's a long, long story. But I burnt that bridge a long time ago. And shouldn't be commenting on her channel. She hates when I comment on her channel, lol. That's why I'm here. Oh my god. I read this before, and this is what really made me want to make this video, because this is so creepy. But I'm going to read this again and think about the context of which he's saying this. Think about how absurdly creepy this is. Think about how dementedly creepy. Because even the way he's saying it, like, first of all, the content of that statement is outrageous. You're leaving such greasy, creepy, obsessive stalker comments that you've gotten backlash. But even the way he describes it, it's as if he believes that he has this like personal connection with her, and she's just like, oh, you're my friend. You know, we have this thing, but just don't comment. She doesn't like it when I comment. It's like this creepy. It's like he thinks she gives one crap about him, and she doesn't. She doesn't know who you are. You're just like one of the pushier simps. You know what I mean? You're just like the creepiest stalker she has. Think about what you're doing, man. You're commenting on my videos, trying to stand up for a woman for no reason. For no reason at all. I don't even roast her. I don't even like say anything mean about her. At all. The whole time. Not one mean thing. Not one thing do I say that isn't productive. That isn't constructive criticism. If anything, I compliment her. Like, what the hell? So read this again and think about what's probably going through the twisted mind of this individual who wrote it. So Damien says, well, that's a long, long story, but I burnt that bridge a long time ago and shouldn't be commenting on her channel. She hates when I comment on her channel. Lol, that's why I'm here. Dude, you're not her friend. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know who you are. You're just a random name that comments incredibly creepy, stalkery shit on her channel, and you should stop that. But he comments again. Chumbles, but all honesty, she's smart, and I see bitter men trying to bring her down, and I don't like that. What? What are you who's trying to bring her down? Like, you're saying Chumbles is trying to bring her down by calling her creepy? How is he? I don't even think Chumbles is trying to bring her down. He's just saying she's coming across as creepy, and she is. She's living in a fantasy world. It's kind of scary when someone's that deep in delusion, where they're that far outside of reality. They're living in a fantasy world within a fantasy world. Like, she talks about these romantic comedies. She's not even in her demented fantasy about like Prince Charming dropping out of the sky doesn't even make sense within the world, the fictional reality of those romantic comedies, right? Like, it's still a step further deep into the rabbit hole of just like pure dementia, pure delusional thinking. Like, what romantic comedy doesn't have flirting? Literally, Myra West says flirting is the stupidest thing in the world, that it shouldn't exist. Has anyone out there seen one romantic comedy that's got zero flirting? Come on, that's insane. Usually, the best part of dating usually is the flirting, the building the attraction. Oh, but I'll continue. Chumbles, he says he doesn't like that. She may not like me, for better or worse. I'll use the word despise because it would be more appropriate. But making a reaction video and just not listening to her and leave her alone, she doesn't need to be criticized. She's genuinely a loving person. She's also human. She lies, calling her delusional. No, sir, you are in the wrong. And he puts Jasper. How am I in the wrong? You have no way improved anything in any way that I'm wrong. You in no way provide one example even of me just not listening to her. I literally dissect. Her video is 40 minutes long. My reaction to her is 4 hours long because I go through every single point she makes and dissect it. I criticize it, but it's for her good. It's for the good of women. It's for the good of men. There's a reason that I'm criticizing it. Why are you here? Why do you keep watching? Why'd you watch 4 hours of me criticizing her then? You don't have to. Like, no one's forcing you to be here. How am I lying by calling her delusional? I clearly demonstrate why she's delusional. You watched me explain how she's delusional for 4 hours. And no one would argue. No one besides some creepy stalker like yourself would argue. That's why you see literally no one in the comments arguing with my overall points. At all. At all, dude. Like, come on. Besides you, and you're not even actually arguing. You're just arbitrarily saying that I'm wrong. Saying that I didn't listen to her and I'm somehow wrong for criticizing her. I'm not. She put the video on YouTube. It's open to criticism. You put your opinion out there publicly. You put your delusional fantasy out there publicly and try to act like it's reality or the way that reality should be. That's ideology. She's literally putting out what her ideal dating world would be like. And it is 10 light years away from what reality is. How am I even it's not even criticism in a way, just to be pointing it out. You know what I mean? If I'm just explaining reality, is that criticism? I don't even think it is. But there's more. There's so much more. How is there 19? Oh, this is still going. 2 days ago. There are even more replies. It just keeps growing. 1 day ago. A bunch from 1 day ago. Oh my god, this is crazy. This guy won't stop. That's the crazy thing about this guy. He won't stop. He won't stop stalking Myra West. And he won't stop white knighting for her in my comments. This guy is unhinged. But let's keep going down the rabbit hole. I thought this video would have been shorter. I thought there wasn't that much to talk about. But oh my god, this guy is insane. And he's actually insane as far as I understand. But I'm not just trying to roast an insane person. But look at what he's doing. He's coming to my channel and commenting. And this white knighting, this stalking that he's doing... It's not okay. It's not healthy for him. It's probably terrifying for this Myra West. Because he's probably also doing it outside of YouTube. This guy seems actually like dangerous. But luckily I'm a 6'2" man. So I'm fine with it. You know, come at me. I know you live in Canada. Come my way. See how it goes. So anyway, he comments again. I can't believe he comments again. You have no idea who you're talking about. I do not like this video because you are completely missed the point. It's her experience, her point of view. She didn't need another influencer to criticize her experience. How do I criticize her experience? She doesn't talk about her experience. She talks about how she doesn't have experience, how she's terrified to talk to men, how she doesn't date men, how she hates, how flirting is the dumbest thing in the world. She's refusing to participate in dating, but then makes multiple videos complaining about her dating life. She won't even talk to men. There's nothing in this world that she hates more than romance. Than men talking to her, than men flirting with her. I'm not criticizing her experience. Like, what? I'm criticizing her lack of experience. What And what does it matter? What does it matter? Even I hope she sees my videos. What do you think the outcome would be? You think she's just gonna like cry in a corner? Oh no, some guy criticized me on the internet. No, like she's gonna be crying in the corner for a month? No, not at all. I challenge her worldview because it's delusional and miles outside of reality. But it's like you perceive it as though I'm like attacking her, and you need to defend her, and she's gonna like want to date you, fly your broke ass out to wherever she lives in the Midwestern United States and start dating you. Like, get a life, man. You're like you're probably in your 30s and you live with your parents. Like, what's going on, man? Jesus Christ. I can't stand these simps who just defend their simping. And the thing is, this guy's literally stalking a woman. Literally, he's like talking about how she hates when I comment on her channel. Dude's literally a stalker simp. And gonna like... The thing is, what I'm doing with this video is I'm actually bringing you, Damien. I'm bringing you down to reality. But anyway, Chumbles comments, nobody cares. Damien says, wrong, I care. That makes somebody. Yeah, you're living in a fantasy there, Damien. And Damien, and you're... I'm sure you care deeply. That's why you can't stop commenting on my videos. Yeah, we get it. We get that your obsession it means the world to you. You white knighting for this woman who doesn't know who you are. And even if she does know who you are, she is so insanely creeped out by you. She wants nothing to do with you. Why would she? You're a random turd stalker in her comments. Just creepy as shit. So Richard Steiner. Rick Steiner? Is that the actual Rick Steiner? I don't think it is. But he says, how many good boy points do you have now? I haven't seen this part yet. Oh God. Damien says, it's complicated. I index my points in a linear format. First, I catalog brownie points. Then I subtract the star stickers. But all in all, average. Rick Steiner says, damn, were you born in 96? Get it together, bud. You're off the rails. Damien says, rails, the bird is high in the sky. Yup, I'm 28. What about it? Let's get on point. I'm curious. What do you value in a relationship? What do you want out of your partner? Rick Steiner says, I know you've gone through a lot of trauma, but trust me, man, fawning over women while they're getting railed by other men is not how you deal with it. Damien says, thanks for your concern, but this girl, if you listen to her, is on another level. She's kind and loving. Just wants love in her life. Her messages of love. I like this girl a lot, but there's only so many brownie points and stars in the universe, and I didn't save the brownies. I got hungry. Why don't you should write this into a book. You should write a book, Damien. Like, you actually, like, I don't know, it would be very interesting. I feel like you're going to produce a manifesto at some point. Rick Steiner says, I know, bud, but you need serious help. Damien says, I know, it's serious. Men are out of their mind. Men are listening to other men scrutinizing an angel. Real talk. I'm free, high in the sky. I can like whoever I want and form my own opinions. I stand by whatever she says because I know it's coming from a loving place. Jasper is lost at sea. I'm lost at sea. This creepy stalker. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no way he said that. There's no freaking way. Oh Oh my god. I stand by whatever she says because I know it's coming from a loving place. Oh my god. She barely even posts. Oh my god. She's got like less than 100 videos. There's no way. I can't do this. I can't freaking do this. Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy is such a stalker. Like, let's pull up her channel. There's no way. Just. Oh my god. So I'm on latest, right? She posted 2 weeks ago the video I reacted to, then a month, and 3 months, 4 months. Like, this is the entirety of her channel. Oh god, I gotta wipe the tears. Oh my god. Like, look at this. That's her channel. That right there is her channel. And like, there's like a 2-minute video, a 4-minute video, a 1-minute video. And there's a bunch of like 12, 13, 20 minute. Well, like, it looks like almost the huge majority are under 20 minute. Like, average, probably 13, 4-minute, 5-minute, 7-minute, 2-minute. Like, look at this. 13 seconds. This is what this stalker has to go off of. Literally, he's seen more content from me. Oh my god. I bet if you ran the numbers, he's seen more of me. He's seen more of me than he's seen of the woman he's stalking. She only has 87 videos, and some of them are less than a minute long. What the fuck? He's seen more of me than he's seen of her. What the fuck? I can't believe this guy. I can't. I'm gonna try to continue. Oh my god. So Rick Steiner says, I don't know if you're serious or not, but you cannot invest this much emotion into people who do not want you and are actively having sex with other men. Good luck, man, because that road will take you to a dark place. These people do not care about you. They will allow you to destroy yourself and laugh. That's very true. Listen to Rick Steiner. He's giving great advice. Because even though Myra West like doesn't talk to men and doesn't date and excludes herself from dating of any kind, like, she's not actually out getting plowed by other men, but she ain't gonna ever have anything to do with this Damien guy regardless. So she may as well be getting plowed by other men, and eventually, hopefully she will. Hopefully she starts a dating life and actually goes out and has some fun. My goodness. But anyway, Rick Steiner continues, please stop putting women above yourself for your own sake. They will not look after you the way you look after them. You should know that by how alone your life is. Realize the sad truth and stop wasting time on people who want you dead, and I sincerely mean that. They would walk right over you if you needed help. Think about that. You're right. All right. Now, to give context, I watched a couple of this Damien guy. He posts videos, several a day, and several of them, he reads a stalker letter. I don't know if he sent it to Selena Gomez, but I guess he's 28, and he was stalking Selena Gomez. In multiple of his videos, he's just reading this stalker letter about how he's in love with Selena Gomez. Like, this guy actually is like a mentally ill simp. A lot of hardcore simps, that's basically what's going on. They're just like, there's something going on with their brain. Whether it's like mental illness or mental disability. And that's, I mean, to stalk Selena Gomez, to think you have a chance with Selena Gomez, or even Myra West, is crazy. But we'll continue. You're right. I hear you. There's trouble in the world. in relationship and men and women, I refuse to give up on the notion of love. Oh my God. You have given up on the notion of love. You're simping. You're such a doormat to women you've never met and you never will meet. You're that level of a doormat. Dude, you're getting stomped on. You're literally self-imposing these women stomping on you. Go talk to a woman in real life, dude. Stop stalking women online. Stop stalking Selena Gomez. Like, what are you doing? To me, somebody who stalks Selena Gomez, stalks Myra West, and God knows who else, you've given up on love. You've given up on reality in general. You are living in a pure fantasy. A fantasy that doesn't even make any sense. Why would, let's stick to Myra West, since that's who I'm reacting to. Why would she ever go for a guy like you? Ever in a million years. You think she's going to look fondly on these comments? My goodness, dude. She's going to say this guy's pathetic, this guy's obsessed, this guy's a stalker. You've given up on love. You've tried to, you've compressed it into being this weird thing where to you love is wildly obsessing over a woman who has no idea who you are. That's not love. That's mild. That's also light years away from love. What are you doing, dude? You've given up on love. Do you think me telling people, hey, go out and date. Hey, go put yourself out there. Hey, maybe put yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Try to grow as a person. Look at what's holding you back in your dating life and change that. You think that's me giving up on love? Me, somebody who actually dates people? That's crazy, dude. That makes no sense. You're off in fantasy world. But we'll read the rest of his comment. I'm not a religious man, but I respect philosophy from all kinds. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're one of the most closed-minded, demented, obsessive creepers I've ever seen. You watched 4 hours of me reacting to a video, and you haven't engaged with almost anything. You've engaged with, in a vague sense, some of what I said about sex, which is like one of like 300 plus points I make. And you just act like I'm entirely wrong. Insane. What are you talking about? You don't even have respect for yourself, but we'll continue. You know, the Bible paints a dark picture of the world. This isn't heaven, but the kingdom of God is in everyone. We are the builders. An open mind can build wonders. Then why are you closing your mind? It's not just these people in these comments, right? It's not just Chumbles and Rick Steiner and me who are kind of calling you out for being a creepy stalker here. And you won't listen to a word of it. It's got to be people in your own personal life. It's probably your parents who you live with. It's probably anyone who you've ever worked with, who you've ever been friends with. I don't know if you have siblings. But people would, if you told them what you were up to with stalking Selena Gomez, with stalking Myra West, and whoever else you've stalked, they will tell you this is demented and unhealthy. But you won't listen to a word of criticism. You won't listen to anyone trying to connect you to reality. But you believe in all this. Oh my God, man. You can't honestly think you're open-minded. Like open-mindedness doesn't mean that you're open to your own delusional fantasy. You being able to separate yourself from reality and live in a fantasy delusional world, that's not open-mindedness. But we'll see what else he says. An open heart can create a feeling of good. It's worth shifting the paradigm. All right, like how? What? You're opening your heart to living in your delusional stalker fantasy. Okay. I guess that's something. Is it better than nothing? I don't see how it is. But I don't know. Like, what? Alright, he says, I'm not lost in La La Land. I want to take chance, even if it destroys me, because I know what we see today is wrong. Myra is onto something. Alright, where'd that go? What? Oh, that might have been the end of that comment. Oh, I hit show less. I thought it was show more. Is onto something. She may not like me, but I don't care. She has my full support. Even if it's through YouTube comments, she offers tremendous insight. No, she doesn't. What insight does she provide? She says she's terrified of men. She thinks flirting is the stupidest thing in the world. She wants a connection, but she won't even go out with men. What the hell are you talking about? She has no insight. She's barely dated. What the hell are you talking about? Alright. So Sean Johnson says, you need to get a hold of yourself. The way you're talking about this rando internet lady is absurd. You should watch more of Jasper's videos because besides just the reaction to Myra. Damien says, you watch men talking about what love and relationships mean. I keep listening to women about what love and relationships mean. The woman's perspective is of importance. The man's perspective is complaining. He's complaining because he isn't the man he should be for her, and or has poor judgment and should have went for someone else. This video is so ridiculous on so many levels, but hey, it's a free world. He can say his opinion and so can I. I've been following this rando internet lady for a couple years. She's coming from a virtuous place. We live in absurd times. My writing reflexes the time we are in. I think he meant reflects, but it could have autocorrected. My only wish is that people respect her. Again, you have no idea what respect is. Criticizing someone isn't disrespecting them, especially when they're putting their perspective out there for the public, right? I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to feel disrespected if someone disagrees with me. I don't feel remotely disrespected by you. I invite you to continue to comment because it's hilarious. It's gold. I do genuinely wish you would actually criticize some of my points other than just dismissing what I'm saying because I'm a man. Do you realize that I've dated women? I've spent tons of time with women. I have women in my life. I can consider what a woman's perspective is on dating because I've dated them. I've been in relationships with them. Right? You haven't. So you understand. Do you understand that you have no idea what you're talking about? It seems like you don't, but yet you'll dismiss me, who's actually dated women. I don't get it. I don't understand your point whatsoever. It's very creepy, very weird. My perception, my giving my opinion, it's not just helpful to men, it's helpful to women. You say that I'm wrong, what, because I'm a man? Because just by me fundamentally criticizing a woman, I'm just by default wrong. Why? Explain why. You've given zero reasons as to why. Dude, other than you're a simp, other than you're a white knighting, simping loser. Okay. My God, this is hard. I almost want to split this video into 2 parts. It's so long already. We're an hour into this, and there's still more to go. There's not that much more. My goodness. We're off to the races, though. So Sean Johnson says again, Did you ever watch the final part of this series or stop here? Also, yeah, you mentioned you've been following her for years. You mentioned your comments make her uncomfortable, and that's why you're watching here. Go watch the final part. You won't believe what he says in the last 10 minutes. Damien says, I believe I watched part 5 at the premiere. I'll take your word and watch it all again. Be right back. Maybe he said something good. I just remember him talking a lot about his sexual life, about how his girl wanted to be raped, or I don't think I can say that word, sorry. Or a little role play fictionally. He said no way, F that, and I was like agreed. There was the appropriate response, but anyways, I'll go back and see. Yeah, that's what I describe. Is it makes context. Watch my reaction to the video I'm reacting to. But Damien says, I didn't see part 6. I'll see what he says, but back to back 5 at 4 minutes in, and he says if he can't get sexual every week, he's out. That's disgusting. How is that disgusting? Do you think people in relationships don't have sex? Like, how is that disgusting? How is that remotely disgusting? Once a week? It's not that much sex at all. Like, dude, you're 28. If you were in a relationship at 28 years old with somebody who you're seeing like 3 or 4 times a week at least, and you told me you were having sex once a week in that relationship, I would laugh at you. I would laugh at how little sex you're having. Do you realize that that a lot of people, when they date, they're having sex every single day? I just I'm blown away by this. I don't. So Damien also says it's 6 p.m. where I am. It's an hour long. I'm going to bed. All right. He basically says he's gonna watch part 6. I think we're only on part 4. Let's continue. My God.
Part of reacting to Myra.
Part 5. Part 5. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now here we go. This person, I just tear apart. Read these comments if you want, because they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't usually like to reply to people's comments directly, but when they say something that just doesn't make any sense, I sometimes will. I actually comment here. So Damien says, this man is just reminiscing of his sexual encounters. He offers no insight. He speaks of her so ill, this was hard to watch. I mention that I have sex, that I've had sex, and that it's a core part of relationships I've been in, or like one aspect of many. So what? Do you understand that the video I'm reacting to of Myra West, she's talking about how she absolutely hates any kind of physical connection in dating. She hates it. It's not even that she hates it. She said she actually likes it in the one time she's been in a relationship. She says she likes it, but she hates the idea that there's any kind of physical connection established in like the early months of dating. And I point out, like, hey, it's fine if you feel that way. Do whatever you want, but understand that you're ultimately sabotaging the overall connection. People are gonna, If you're 2 months into dating somebody and you haven't kissed, that anyone would tell that person, get out of that relationship. This is crazy. This is lunacy. You need to run. And I even say, you assume that if you went on like even 3 dates with somebody and there's no kiss, you're going to assume that they're dating somebody else and they would feel guilty. They're cheating on that person with you, but they feel guilty about taking it to the physical level. That's what any reasonable person would assume is going on, because you'd be like, well, what the hell is going on? Why isn't there, I haven't gotten a hug, I haven't gotten a kiss. This is going terribly. Like, what the hell? Again, societal norms. Bring yourself back to reality, dude. So I commented, it's a fundamental part of developing a close relationship with somebody. That's why I am talking about it. It's my insight. I spent hours reacting to this video of hers and explaining in detail why she is wrong on multiple levels. But okay, lol. As Damien says, it's nice to hear from the man himself. Look, this is your channel. I hate to be commenting lots, but what you are saying is not correct. Myra offers a ton of insight and she's looking for real love. And I totally get that. All right, no, she's not offering insight. She's saying she's the only insight she's offering is into her bizarre preferences and severe delusions about dating. Okay, that's not insight, right? Like, that's not providing the viewer any insight into dating at all, other than, hey, there's some people who are that you have one chunk of people, right? Let's say it's 80% of people who exist normally in the dating realm. Then you have the 20% that are just crazy. They're either hyper religious or something weird is going on. They're just in a totally different planet, right? And they're not on a separate planet of that 20% together. No, literally the 80% is in a planet mostly together. They're on planet Earth. That 20%, they're on millions of different planets. They're living each individually in their own bizarre fantasy, right? So insight into a crazy delusional person, a person's bizarre fantasies and refusal to connect themselves to reality, refusing to date, refusing to even communicate with men. That's and then at the same time making multiple videos like she has, complaining about her dating life, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not insightful. That's just like, I don't know. But let's continue with Damien's comment. I didn't like most of your comments. That's the honest truth. I would ask you to remove every part, but I understand you feel entitled to keep a reaction video like so many other channel. Yeah, dude. If you don't like comments that I make, it's bizarre. It's genuinely bizarre to me that you watched 4 hours of me talking about one subject, reacting to one video, and out of that, you have the only criticism you've given so far is that I have sex with women, therefore I don't know anything about sex and relationships. What? Like, how I make hundreds of other points in that 4 hours that you watched. And you might have rewatched part 5 thinking it was the final part. You probably watched like 6 to 8 hours. I uploaded 4. You've probably watched 6 to 8 of me talking about this. And none of those other points. You disagree with them, but you can't vocalize, you can't put into words any disagreement. You can't, you got no argument whatsoever. what? Other than just saying I'm wrong in general. What? How am I even wrong? How am I wrong? Right? I literally say in the video that you, like, the original thing here that you're commenting on, that, hey, if you don't want to kiss a guy in dating, you don't have to. If you don't want to have sex, you don't have to. But you're missing out on a core part of the connection, and you should expect that men are going to run away from dating you. That they're going to want nothing to do with you. That if they go on like 4 or 5 dates with you and there is like zero physical contact of any kind, they're going to be out of there. And rightfully so. I'm just explaining reality to this woman so she has realistic expectations, because what's going to result with her current expectations is her dying alone. Is her being like, her never being in another relationship in her life. So please, that's clear. That's clear to anyone who watches this, dude. So like, I don't know how you can honestly believe that you agreeing with her demented fantasy that would certainly result in her never being in another relationship in her life, which would deeply make her unhappy. How, like, you're in the right here. But we'll keep going. He says, I feel like you didn't see what she's been longing for. She's had other men in her life. All mistreated her. No, she's had one relationship. She's gone on dates. But we're talking about dates with like zero romance, zero connection. Like, yeah, she's gone on complete failures of dates, but and she's probably dated guys online. That's probably what she means, is like someone like her who hates any type of physical connection unless she's known the person for years. She probably has dated around online. It would make sense. Like, but that's not real dating. That's not real love. What she's longing for doesn't exist. Prince Charming isn't going to fall out of the sky for her and be friend zoned for 2 years and then date her and then be okay with the insane expectations she has while dating. That's never going to happen. That's not reality. If somebody is longing for something that doesn't exist, just like you are, this woman wants nothing to do with you, you're a creepy, demented stalker, you should, tell them that. You should let them know. You should try to separate them from that delusion. You're not being respectful by pretending that their delusion makes sense. So he says, they all mistreated her. She's a very loving woman. And she's learning every year. She gains insight very quickly. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She's been doing this for years. And literally, the video I reacted to was her most recent one. It was 2 weeks ago. She's been at this for years. You know what I mean? She's been doing this for 5 years, and her ideas of dating are as demented as ever. She gains insight quickly. I've never seen somebody gain insight slower. Are you joking me? She's in her late 20s. Well, I think she's like 26, she says. And she has not learned a thing about dating. Not one thing. She's learned that she's got some wild preferences. That she basically hates dating. But she wants this, like, relationship. But I'm sorry, but to get a relationship, you have to date. It's not going to fall out of the sky. And you're not going to be able to just skip, like, the flirtation stage, the dating stage. And the parts she wants to skip are, like, the most critical parts. That's how you, like, build attraction and build connection. It doesn't just spawn out of nowhere. Damien says, this video, like all her videos, is close to home. This is a piece of her life, and for a grown man to pass judgment isn't right. Dude, you're not respecting women by saying shit like that. You're just white knighting. You're just saying that because she's a woman. Think about this. This is actually quite sexist. What you're saying is because she's a woman, a man can't criticize her at all. Why are you putting her beneath men? She's just automatically beneath men. So because I'm a man, I am above her and can't criticize her. How? That's so sexist and ridiculous and so disrespectful to women that they can't be criticized. Dude, sexist as hell, dude. Like, this is why women want nothing to do with you. This is why you're a desperate loser living with your parents and you have nothing in your life. That's why you have to stalk Selena Gomez. That's why you have to stalk Myra West. That's why you're here literally white knighting in my comments. You couldn't be doing anything more pathetic and losery with your life than this. This is incredible. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. It's because of this exact attitude, man. Women are people. They're my equals, man. I don't put them beneath me at all. I love women. I date women. I provide women with something you never could. Dude, like, come on, man. Outrageous. You're a sexist. You're a piece of trash. You're an absolute piece of trash to say that. To say a grown man passing judgment on a woman isn't right. Dude, people are just people. Women are just people. They're no different from you or me. Jesus, man. I hate this mentality people have. Because I've just never been like that. I've been friends with women my whole life. Well, not like women, but you know what I mean. I guess when I was a kid, it was with girls. But I've never seen them as like less than me, as like intellectually inferior, as just these fragile creatures that if you so much as criticize one thing they say, they're going to be, crying in the corner for 6 months. That ain't going to happen. If she sees my videos, she ain't going to give a crap. Why would she even care for a moment? Think about it. Someone who's that deep in delusion like she is. If she watched, she wouldn't make it like 10 minutes through my video. Not a chance. Why would she even engage with someone challenging her delusion? Usually delusional people are incredibly resistant to that. They're not open to hearing that. If she was open to hearing it and taking it in and listening, and she would be like, yeah, this guy's right. I am failing at dating. I do need to make changes. The common denominator here is me. Maybe I do need to take some accountability for my life and my dating life. It would just be a hugely positive outcome. Now, I'm not expecting her to. But what I do expect, what I hope happens, is that people watch my reaction to her and connect it. They're going to see her as an insane exaggeration of ridiculous expectations in dating. And they're going to second guess their expectations in dating. And the connections they build and think about their dating life. And how attraction built for them. It's going to do good in that way, guaranteed. But let's continue on. So Damien also says, this is her opinion, what she feels, what she wants. It's no place for anyone to say otherwise. I know if she saw your videos, she'd be so disappointed. Why would I care? Why would I care? Like I said, I wouldn't expect her to agree with what I say. Okay. She'd be disappointed in me. Oh no, Myra West is disappointed in me. Okay. I would say, hey, grow a pair. Get open to criticism. and get well. You know what I mean? Like, she'd be so disappointed. I don't give a shit. I don't know her. I'm never gonna know her. Come on. Dude. Like, dude. What are you talking about? I don't live in this fantasy world that you live in, Damien, where these random celebrities, if you want to call them, are like mean the world to me. I don't know her, therefore she means nothing to me. Literally nothing. He says, I, on the other hand, wish I could do something more, but commenting for what little it makes is all I can do. You make videos, make a video. Argue against what I'm saying. If I'm so wrong, so completely wrong in everything I say, wouldn't it lend itself to an argument? To a disagreement, to an argument. You just allude to me being wrong. Specify. Be specific. You make videos. And what is there to be done? What is there to be done? If you value so much defending her, make a video defending her. What are you doing, dude? I don't even understand the fantasy that you live in. Chumbles replies to Damien, says, get a life, dude, lol. And then he also says, in quotations, this is so hard to watch. Watches it anyway and whines a bunch. This man is obsessed with this broken woman. So Damien responds to that. What? He says, I have one. It's dark and unforgiving. Does he mean an obsession? I go about my business in quiet desperation. I come to YouTube as an escape and leave comments where I go. In all seriousness, these videos were troubling to watch, and I just had to say something. If he was positive and said wonderful things, I would have said nothing. But when someone puts a little piece of their heart and they get unfairly judged, that's when I come to comment. It's futile, literally. I didn't even know there was so many parts. A gift that keeps on giving. She wouldn't like all my comments. She hates my comments. I've made the situation worse, but I don't care why. These multiple part videos are very frustrating to watch. Like, no way he believes that. I'm just tired of men talking shit about her. I've been following her for years. Jasper watches 2 videos and condemns her in an attempt to slander her. Not cool. How did I slander her? In no way did I slander her or attack her or do anything like that. And this comment of his is edited. It was a lot creepier the first time. If he was positive, how is it negative? You don't understand positivity and negativity. What's negative is feeding into someone's delusion, which is creating huge unhappiness in their life to where they're uploading videos talking about it multiple times. That's negative. That's adding negativity to their life because you're just feeding into their fantasy, which they need to separate themselves from to exist in positivity. Me giving her the advice to like go out there and date to try to separate herself from her expectations that are wildly outside of the social norm, that's positive. That can only have a positive influence on her life. I don't know how you don't understand this. You're choosing to not understand this because I go over this in detail in the 4 hours that you watch. Probably watched it twice. Like, come on, dude. So he comments again. Or he replies. I guess this is a chain between him and... He replies to Chumbles again. You know what's weird? You say, I'm obsessed with this broken woman. Shouldn't it click, their emotional trauma, and that doesn't make you want to be kind towards her? It's the literal opposite. Jasper chumbles the cheese, want to steamroll over her beliefs. Why wouldn't you want to pick up the pieces and work with her to form good, informative insight? Oh my god, dude. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's actually exactly what I'm doing, is giving her good, informative insight. What do you think is going on here? What do you think is happening? She puts out a video which is deeply delusional and false and separated from reality and the reality of dating. Like, for one of the furthest away that I've ever seen. Right? Because what you should do in dating is, hey, you meet somebody who's attractive. You ask them to hang out. You hang out, and it leads to maybe hanging out again and going on a date. And on that date, ideally, good hangouts, good dates, attractions building. You go on a date, and you kiss at the end of that date. And then you go from there. You continue kissing, and eventually you hook up and do other stuff and cuddle, watch movies, have those late night conversations, have everything that Myra West describes wanting. That's the way that dating goes. How it doesn't go is you meet somebody, they start pursuing you, you friend zone them for 2 years. Then you start dating, but then you also basically continue to friend zone them for months. That's not how dating goes. That's not informative. That's not a good way to approach dating. At all. It's wildly demented. So me explaining that, me pointing out what's an obvious thing in society, this isn't the hard part of dating at all. Literally the hard part is finding somebody who you can just have fun with and get along with. Understanding the fundamentals of how dating functions is not the difficult part, but she's making it the difficult part. Because I think she has horribly low self-esteem, and she is self-sabotaging her dating life. Or I don't know. There could be several other things going wrong. I don't know. But it ain't normal, it ain't healthy, and you ain't helping her by pretending that it is. And she doesn't even know you. You're a creepy stalker. You're a lunatic. She hates you. You describe her hating you. And you say, oh, I can't comment on her channel. Dude, you're just a random stalker. You can't even in any fantasy world believe that you sticking up for her in these comments is doing anything good. Is going to do anything good for her ever. You're crazy. You are deeply crazy. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. And you need to hear it. Because you need to improve your life. You need to stop this simping. You need to stop this white knighting. You need to get a life. Do something productive. Jeez. To just blindly defend a woman at this level. To watch hours of content just so you can comment and ultimately say nothing and not. You can't even handle you can't make one cogent argument. My goodness, dude. Other than, oh, I'm a man and she's a woman, so I have to blindly agree with anything she says because she's beneath me, right? It's so demented. It's so freaking demented. I can't believe that this person's real. But we'll continue. They say, that's where I draw the line. Men today have no good intentions for women. If she's sad, it's her problem. No, that dude's problem. So they say. All these videos were about relationships, but he didn't say much about two people coming together and understanding each other. Instead, he isolates and throws shade at Myra as if it were her problem, a you problem. No. Relationships is a we problem. I don't understand men. I don't like men. They lost sight of what really matters. Dude, you're a lonely virgin. You're a simping white knight virgin who you have no women in your life. You have no dating in your life. You're nothing, dude. You repel women. You creep women out. Even the statements you're making right here, just this comment alone would terrify women with how creepy and desperate you are. Like, it just, this is like a megaphone of creep. A megaphone of, like, lunacy, dude. Because what the hell are you talking about? What you're saying doesn't make any sense. How can you watch 4 hours of me dissecting everything that she says? And my heavy focus is on how, in dating, two people build a connection and how physical is a part of that. And you just completely ignore it. You act like it does. I didn't say any of that, and I did. What are you smoking, my man? To say I didn't say much about two people coming together and understanding each other. That's all I talked about. That's the entire context of the video. There's literally nothing else that I talked about. Did I talk about my dating experiences? Yes. Exactly how these connections form? Yes. Like, what do you... Oh my God, man. And yes, it's her problem. It's absolutely her problem. It's what she's talking about. She's talking about her miserable failure of a dating life. How is it anyone else's problem? No one else can solve this. It's just her. It's something she's doing, a delusion she's growing, choosing to live in, and it's her dating life. How could it be anyone else's problem? What are you talking about? And even if she was dating somebody, it'd still be her problem. It would still be problems she's creating. The problems I describe, where if she was dating somebody and a month goes by and they haven't kissed and that guy wants to bail on that relationship because that's not a relationship, that's literally nothing. The guy would be like, all right, well, this is crazy. This person clearly is dating somebody else, wants nothing to do with me. This is weird, bizarre. This makes me uncomfortable. And that guy dips. That's not a him problem. He's just going to go on and date somebody else. And if she goes on and dates somebody else, she's just going to run into the same problem over and over and over again, like she has. So how is that not a her problem? I don't get how these people... I don't get it. It's bizarre to me that somebody can sit there, watch 4 hours of me talking, leave comments, go through the effort of doing that. And like I said, he probably watched it twice, so probably 8 hours of me he's watched. And he cares to leave all these comments, write all these comments, but have nothing to say. Have no insight, nothing of any value. Not even actually talk about the various topics that I talk about. Just, oh, you're wrong about this thing and this thing. What? Like, get a life. Get a life, dude. No, I think there's one more final part. Now, Chumbles, my man, he comments. He says, this woman is the enemy of love. Earlier I said she's the enemy of romance, and I stole that from Chumbles because that was such a great comment. Because what she describes, this like friend zoning a guy for 2 years, this never establishing a physical connection. She doesn't understand how love forms. And again, I go over this in the video, but she is by doing what she's doing, she's rejecting love. She's guaranteeing love can never form, that she'll never find love. And I think it's just a total self-sabotage. It's just she is got some issues going on that she's not addressing. She's addressing them in the wrong way, if at all. And it's just perpetuating itself. She is not progressing as a person. She needs to wildly change her perspective on dating, or she's just going to continue to fail. And that's fine. Guess what? Guess what, people out there? No matter who you are, you can grow and learn and become a better person. You can fix the problems that you have. You don't fix them by just saying, hey, I'm right and everyone's wrong and the world should be this way because I think so. No, that's not how the world works. You don't just wave a magic wand and all of a sudden all of society changes for your ideals. Nope. Ain't never gonna happen. What you need to do is adapt to what society is. And like, you can have your own standards and lines you won't cross. That's totally fine. But you need to calibrate for that and adjust your life. First of all, no man in the world is going to be down for being friend zoned by you for 2 years. That's actually never going to happen. You will never find that type of relationship. But what you could do is say, hey guy who's pursuing me, I want to be friends first. And then be friends with him for a month. Hang out like maybe once a week for a month. And then say, all right, and you need to clarify that. Say, let's be friends first. Let's be friends for a month. And then after a month, you can ask me out. And then be friends with that person for a month. They ask you out. And either you say yes and you go on a date. Or you say no and you go your separate ways. That's fine. That's great. That's a great compromise. That will actually probably lead to you finding a meaningful relationship. But it ain't no 2 years. And if that is your expectation, that a guy be friend zoned for 2 years, you need to make that clear. You need to tell him. You can say that exact same thing. If that's what you want to do, I actually do that. Do that and be very open to having a conversation when you do that to the man you're talking to. Say, all right, you can be friends with me for 2 years, then you can ask me out. And just get their genuine opinion of how they feel about that. Right? They're going to say no, but it's very important that you get their perspective as to why. Because it will give you a insight, a lot of insight. There, Myra West. I'm trying to help you, Myra West. I'm trying to pull you from your whatever. Now, Vincent Black, 96. Not quite Damian Roy, 96. But it is Damian Roy, 96. He says, okay, this is Damian Roy. My other account doesn't post comments well. This is my second account. Let's get this over with. So he said that 18 hours ago. He has to watch the video. Let's click on this Damian Black. Ooh, he's got a video. 5 months ago. I wonder how much channels this guy has. I assume a lot. But yeah, that's it. That's all. I'm still hoping he comments something else on here. And Damien, I hope you do, and I hope you keep your comments up. And let's have a disagreement, right? You disagree with me. I'm so clearly wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong. Explain to me how I'm wrong. Because all you've done is say I'm wrong about establishing a physical connection, like kissing, and then I'm wrong about having sex early on in a relationship. Even though like 80% of all people are doing that, doing exactly what I'm saying, somehow I'm very, very wrong. Explain it. Defend your position argue against my position, do any of that, because you don't. Basically, anytime you mention any of my positions, you almost like straw man me. It's like you generalize it and be so non-specific that it makes it so how you're trying to argue against my position, you're basically not arguing against my position. You're leaving out so much that it's basically not what I said at all. That's not productive. That's just straw manning. You just aren't actually making any points. I'm just ripping any point you try to make apart instantly based off of opinions that I gave in a video that you watched, maybe even watched twice. So it shouldn't be that easy to defeat you. So yeah, make videos. You don't even have to do a comment, right? You make videos. You're your one channel. You make multiple videos a day. So where is it? Like, right? Like, you're so correct and I'm so wrong. Right? Here's one day ago. 4 videos one day ago. Talking about prawn. What is this? 5 videos 2 days ago. 6 videos 3 days ago. I don't know. It'd probably get you more views than these. I mean, 2 views, 4 views. Talk about me, man. Argue against me. Tell me how I'm wrong. Talk about Myra West. Where is it? I want to see it. I mean, I don't get a lot of views. I'm not trying to talk trash about the views you get. I don't get a lot. This one has 123 views. But yeah, I don't know. Argue against me. If I'm wrong, explain how and why I'm wrong. Just once, just on one thing. Even one would be nice. I don't know. You don't have to. Do whatever you want. Stop stalking people. Stop being so pathetic. You're infantilizing women. You're treating women as like way less than you, as these angels that you need to protect. No woman is going to get any kind of good feeling being protected by a stalker. That's stalking. It's as though you think you are like this big positive influence on this woman's life, when really you're exclusively a negative influence if she even knows who you are at all.